What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, I know for a fact that today's video is not going to do too well, but I just had to talk about this topic because for me personally, this is one of the very few battle royales that I truly did enjoy, and that is Islands of Nine. I actually saw this bit of information over on Twitter, but apparently the developer of Islands of Nine said over on their Discord that they're going to try to get this game up and running again. And for me personally, this is the best news I possibly could ever hear because, again, when I say there is a game, an indie game to be specific, that I was just absolutely addicted to, this one is it. I mean, there's plenty of games that I love, and I always suggest to you guys 24/7, like games like Insurgency, Sandstorm, Squad, Hell Let Loose. I've made multiple videos about each and every one of them. But when it comes to indie games, this one shines so much in my personal opinion. And you might be asking yourself, well, JB, if it shines so much for you, why did it die? Why did it go away? Why did they close down all the servers? Well, I actually called that this was going to happen a long time ago when this game was in its prime. Again, like I said, I've been doing content for a while now. Even though I did delete a huge portion of this channel, I've still kept a decent portion as well. So I made a ton of videos about Islands of Nine when it first came out. And as the game was going through its life cycle, you could obviously, I should say, see the decline of this title. And it was not because of the gameplay, but it was because of the fact it wasn't free to play. Yes, they were trying to charge a price tag for this title. And even for me personally, when I tried to tell friends and family about this game, everybody said it looked amazing. Everybody said they wanted to give it a try until they heard that it's a dollar amount behind it. And you gotta think, for an indie game that I believe was only made by a couple to a few people, you cannot put a price tag on something like this when it's competing with so many different top dogs. I mean, during this time period, Blackout was out. PUBG was still doing just as good as it was doing in the beginning. Fortnite was exploding as well, which was free to play. And then obviously in the future, Warzone's coming out. You see, there was so much competition, and other games that were massive competition were even free to play. So, with all honesty, this game was not going to survive. And I made a couple of videos saying the exact same thing. If the developers don't make it free, the game's going to lose its full player base because nobody's able to play with their friends, because nobody's willing to cough up money to buy it, and no new players are even coming in to fill up the lobbies. So you're getting into games where it's only like 10, 15, 20 players. I was there during the final couple to few weeks before the final closing, and you could tell. You know, you couldn't even get into a game with how little people were filling into the lobby, and we're all saying in the chat, yeah, it didn't go free to play. This is obviously the way it's going down. And also, this game didn't even have any plans for a console release. So with that being said, there's just too much competition taking over. But just because the servers went down does not mean the game was horrible. Like I said, for me personally, this is exactly what I want out of a battle royale. One of my biggest problems when it comes to BR is how ratty some players play that game mode. Now, of course, you don't always run into, the ultimate rats every single time. You will find people who know how to get into engagements and know how to strategically place themselves. So I'm not talking about, holding a power position. That's strategic placement, and it helps you win gunfights. But I'm talking about players who will literally find a nice spot in zone, find the darkest area of the whole map, and sit there and bait someone out. They will gladly wait 10, 15, even 20 minutes until the final zone just to find one player. I have played some BRs, Blackout even, which was a pretty fast BR as well. Blackout, Warzone, PUBG especially. Even in Fortnite, I will play matches. Well, I don't really play Fortnite that much now, but back in the day when I used to play it a little bit, you will always find matches where it's that one individual who will do nothing all game long, and they will win that match because they sat in one spot all game long. They did not risk their life at all. They played it extremely stupidly safe every last second of it, and they got one kill for the win. That is one of the main reasons why I despise Battle Royale so much. But Islands of Nine, for some strange reason, I don't know why, even though this game could play just as ratty as any other title, but I have never ran into a situation where I have lost to a gunfight from some person who is just absolutely non-skilled, who has to bait individuals out without, exposing themselves at all in any type of way. This is hands down the fastest BR I've ever played, and the best part about it is that there's no cheese implemented. You can find a helmet, which is very crucial. I believe body armor. I don't remember exactly. It's been such a long time since I played this game. It's been ages, which is why I'm so excited to hear that it's possibly coming back. But there's no cheese. You know, Fortnite is probably the next up fastest battle royale out there, but building is such a crucial aspect of it. And yes, there's the no building mode, but let's be honest here, the real core version of Fortnite has building in it. So, you know, I didn't really want to, conquer that. I've always been a PvP guy, gun skill only. So yeah, let's hop over to Call of Duty, but Blackout, Warzone, all these game modes, PUBG even sometimes. All these game modes have their fair share of cheese to allow unskilled bad players to get some strange, awkward, unfair advantage, and it's obnoxious. Islands of Nine is nothing but gun skill. Like I said, if you are going to be ratting, you better pray to God that you know how to shoot that weapon, because there is nothing else in this game that will protect you besides that weapon in your hands. And I think that's what made the game so appealing, because even though people loved games like Blackout and Warzone, PUBG, Fortnite, and things like that, there are always going to be ways for, like I said, players to find some unfair advantages, and that was aggravating. But for those people who are, obsessed with trying to perfect their aim or improve at games, Islands of Nine is that game that's going to give you that that feeling of achievement, that feeling of knowing that you are improving as a player. Because no matter how good you get in Warzone, you could be the best Warzone player out there, you will still die from some dude in a dark corner, maybe with a couple of claymores and a shoddy just prepping and waiting for you, There's always going to be that variable. But in Islands of Nine, you can feel yourself every single game improve more and more, because every gunfight that you get into is more than likely going to be a skilled fight. A fair 1v1 or even a 1v2. Shoot, I love getting into massive engagements in Islands of Nine. In any other game, I don't like to approach like 1v3s or 1v4s unless I have at least 1 to 2 other teammates with me to back me up. Because if you do verse an experienced squad, they can handle that situation very well. But in Islands of Nine, like I said, even with the headshot multiplier, if you can pop their helmet off, or if you even see an enemy without a helmet, and you have good aim, you could just one-tap them to the dome, and that will instantly take 1 out of the 3 right off the bat to make your chances better. Like I said, engaging with people is outstanding, and I've never played a shooting game that felt as good on the mouse as Islands of Nine. But again, I have to make this very clear, and I'm not sure if the developer is going to be able to see this video or hear this video, I have no clue. But the game has to go free to play. I even said myself multiple times, along with tons of buddies who owned and purchased Islands of Nine, we all said the same thing. If the game was free, we would all be open and happy, completely willing to purchase stuff in the store, whether it's skins, cosmetics, anything, because we will support your game. We enjoy the project you have put together. We think it's an extremely skilled game, and we have a blast playing it. And when you have a blast playing something, and you can sink in tons of hours without even knowing time has passed, yeah, we will gladly cough up some extra cash. But if you do not make this game free, it won't be able to compete. I mean, that's just the way BRs are trending now. Blackout moved over to Warzone. Guess what? It's free to play now. Apex Legends dropped, free to play. Fortnite, free to play. All of the top dogs in the arena are free to play. Even PUBG made the ballsy move to take their price tag off and go free to play as well. And honestly, that did tremendous numbers for them. PUBG literally had a massive, massive increase of players come into the title once it went free to play, and it's still trending just as good. Free to play is not bad. I know it doesn't sound good as a starting point, especially as an indie developer, because you do have to pay to put this game up on the Steam Marketplace, so on and so forth. It's not easy. But I think, especially with all the people who were playing it before, I think you have a good, hardcore fan base that will definitely 110% support this game. And, of course, if you guys are able and capable of putting this game over to the console side of things, I don't know if you're going to need more people for a project like this, but if you are able to do so, that would increase the popularity of this game 10 million times more. I've seen things done before, like Splitgate, for example, a game that almost completely died out, and then out of nowhere, a massive company gives them, millions of dollars towards their project to help with Splitgate and, further production down the road. Things are possible. Indie games blow up all the time, and this is definitely one that could do the same exact thing. You just have to make the right moves in the beginning to bring enough people to enjoy your title. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like. Bonus, I hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's 2 ways to do so: Twitter and Discord, both linked down in the description. And also, want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch, link that's in the description as well. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. See you all next one. Peace out.